prime Russell Westbrook was one of the best players in the world, but throughout his career he has not been able to win a championship. So I've decided in today's video we're going to put Russell Westbrook back into his prime at age 28 with a 97 overall, and of course the goal will be to win Russ his first championship. We are now past the trade deadline, which means we're not allowed to pull off any trades until the offseason, but honestly that's alright because we have our own 2026 first round pick, and if we continue tanking we could draft a player like Cameron Boozer, Peterson, or AJ DeBonsa to pair up with Russ. At the time of this recording, we are the number 15 seed with 12 wins and 44 losses, which means we're not going to be able to make the playoffs, so might as well continue tanking for the remainder of this season and hopefully end up with a top 5 pick in the 2026 NBA draft. Zach LaVine does want to sign a contract extension, and I'm going to go ahead and extend him just so we could use his contract to trade this coming off season. We need some big contracts to make some big trades, and Zach LaVine will be one of those contracts. We completed the tank perfectly. We ended this season being the worst team in the entire NBA, so that means we're going to have the best odds of ending up with a first overall pick. But let's go ahead and simulate past these playoffs and go into the offseason to the NBA draft. Looks like in the NBA Finals we have the Warriors taking on the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks go on to win with Karl Anthony Towns winning Finals MVP. Before we go into the offseason, please make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video and subscribe if you're new. That really does support the video and channel a ton, plus we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's now time for what we've all been waiting for, the NBA Draft Lottery. Let's see where we go on to end up. So we do have the best odds of ending up with a first overall pick. I do hope it stays in the top 3. I don't want it to jump out of the top 3. That would suck, but let's see where it goes. And of course it does go out of the top 3, but we still end up with a 4th overall pick. Not bad, but I would obviously like a top 3 pick. I do really want Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson, or AJ DeBonsa on this team, so I'm going to try trading our 4th overall pick and going up in the 2026 NBA draft. I am now here talking with the Washington Wizards for the 2nd overall pick, where I'm offering them the 4th overall pick and Malik Monk. Would this get it done? And no, it does not. What if we throw in some 2nd round picks? Let's see. Looks like they're still going to decline. I am open to throw in a future 1st round pick, and that gets it done. We end up with a 2nd overall pick in the 26th draft. I will be firing our head coach and bringing in someone new. There's not many good head coaches right now that are free agents. Most of them have been taken by another team, so we will have to wait until next offseason to bring in a better head coach. But as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and sign this dude here, Otis Newman, who should accept, and he does. He's a better head coach than Doug Christie, so might as well keep him for now. Now it's time for the 2026 NBA draft. Let's see which player we're going to be drafting. The Indiana Pacers have the 1st overall pick. The Clippers actually had it, but that was not right. The Indiana Pacers are supposed to have it in real life because it's a top 4 protected pick, so I had to change that back to the Pacers, and they go on to take AJ DeBonsa. Okay, so that means we could draft ourselves either Darren Peterson or Cameron Boozer. Let's see which one of the two we will be drafting. I believe the pick and rolls with Cameron Boozer and Russ will be absolutely insane. Boozer's a double-double guy, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and draft Cameron Boozer to be our brand new starting power forward. For team player options, we are going to pick up the team option on Devin Carter. Qualifying offers, it looks like we don't need to re-sign anybody here in free agency. Yeah, we don't have bird rights on anyone. Let's see how much money we have to play around with. We have about $5.7 million we could use here to sign and bring in a new player. But before we sign some players in free agency, I'm going to be pulling off a trade here with the New York Knicks where we send them Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and our 2027 first round pick unprotected in return for Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. I love this trade a lot. We both got ourselves some good 3-and-D players now at the small forward position and shooting guard. I would also like to upgrade that center position, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are offering us Jarrett Allen and Dennis Schroeder in return for Domantas Sabonis, Devin Carter, and a 2nd round pick. We also end up saving a lot of money from this, but oh man, Dennis Schroeder has been being tossed around the NBA like crazy, and it's about to happen once again. And I'm very sorry, Schroeder, but we're going to have to trade you once again. Hopefully Milwaukee could be your home permanently. We're going to be sending the Milwaukee Bucks Dennis Schroeder and Max. In return, we bring in Bobby Portis Jr., who's a floor-spacing big man, and we also get Gary Harris. This here will be the final trade of this offseason. We're going to be sending the Houston Rockets DeAndre Hunter and Gary Harris, in return bringing in Fred VanVleet to be the backup point guard, plus we also get ourselves a swap best. And for free agency, I am going to attempt to bring in a backup small forward. We are in need of that. We could sign ourselves Luke Dort and move his position from shooting guard to small forward, and I think that's exactly what we'll be doing. I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 4-year contract, $5.4 million annually, and it looks like he does go on to accept on a 4-year, $23 million contract. I also signed a few more players here. Majority of these players are just to mentor the younger players in shooting, but Julian Champagnie could definitely be a backup small forward. He is listed at power forward, but if we change his position, he should go up in overall, plus he's a really good 3-and-D player. So we're going to sign Champagnie, Luke Kennard, Duncan Robinson, Beasley, and Luke Dort. Here we are at the start of this season with a new and upgraded 9-man rotation. In our starting lineup, we have ourselves Russell Westbrook, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Keegan Murray, and Jarrett Allen. And then off the bench, we have Luke Dort, Bobby Portis Jr., Cameron Boozer, and Fred VanVleet. There was a lot of progression from the younger core. This dude here, I believe his name is Nico Clifford, has gone up to 80 overall, but sadly he's not a part of this rotation as of right now. But obviously if a player is not playing well like Luke Dort, we could always switch him out for Clifford. Let's go ahead and simulate the first week of this season with a brand new rotation and see how we do, and we do end up winning both of the games in the first week. Russell Westbrook dropped a 29-point triple-double here against the Timberwolves, Bridges with 20, Jarrett Allen with 19, and OG with 18. Another thing for this season, I did want Cameron Boozer to be the starting power forward, but Keegan Murray progressed all the way up to 82 overall, so Boozer will be coming off the bench, but next season he should progress and then we could change him to a starter. Let's see how our players did here against the Mavericks. So Russ had a 29 point, 21 rebound, 11 assists triple-double. Bridges had 27, and Boozer in his NBA debut dropped 14 points and 6 rebounds. So as of right now, we are rolling with a 4-star overall system proficiency balanced under Otis Newman. I'm now going to start simulating here until the end of this season, but if there's any trades to be made, of course, I'll stop at the trade deadline to show you all. And at the end of this season, Russell Westbrook goes on to win an MVP, averaging 31 points per game, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 2 steals, and half a block while shooting 52% from the field. An amazing season here by the Brody. And that is what I'm talking about. AJ DeBonsa, Rookie of the Year, Lillard, 6-man, Wemby, Defensive Player, Zachary Shea, Most Improved, Devin Booker, Clutch Player, Otis Newman, our head coach wins Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. And of course, we get the MVP Russ on All-NBA First Team. Let's see if we have any more All-NBA selections, and it looks like we do not. We don't get anyone, well never mind, we do also get ourselves Russell Westbrook on All Defensive Second Team. That is what I'm talking about, and Boozer makes it on All Rookie First Team. We ended this season being the number 1 seed, winning a total of 67 games and losing only 15. So far, we are doing an amazing job building the Kings around Russ, but before we start simulating the playoffs, let's take a look at the player stats. So of course, the leading scorer on our team was the MVP Russell Westbrook, averaging 31 points per game. Then we had Mikal Bridges averaging 18, 15 from OG, 14 from Jarrett Allen, and 14 from Keegan Murray, as well as 11 from Bobby Portis Jr. off of the bench. And our rookie Cameron Boozer was averaging 10 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, while shooting nearly 50% from the field in only 20 minutes per game. Now in the first round of the playoffs, we will be taking on the Phoenix Suns, who have themselves Jalen Green, Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Royce O'Neal, and Mark Williams, and this is their bench unit. Let's see if we can go on to win the Sacramento Kings and Russell Westbrook a championship. Game number 1 will go to us, and Russell Westbrook drops a 30-point double-double, Jarrett Allen with a 19-point double-double. Game number 2, we also end up winning. Russ goes off for a 34-point triple-double, 27 from Bridges and 26 from OG. Game 3, we do end up falling short here, 123 to 122. We lost by 1 single point. Russ was amazing. He did struggle from the 3-point line, but that is all right. Game number 4, we do end up winning 121 to 110. Russ goes off for a 32-point triple-double. And can we, gentlemen, sweep the Phoenix Suns? And yes, we can. Russ with a 26-point triple-double, OG with 26. We have now made it to the second round of the playoffs, and would you take a look at that? We're taking on Russell Westbrook's previous team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So far here in the playoffs, Russ is averaging a 31-point triple-double. Hopefully he can go on to get his revenge against the OKC Thunder. Game number 1 will go to us. Russ drops a 31-point triple-double. Game 2, we also end up winning. We lose game 3. We win game 4, and we do not gentlemen sweep them. It looks like it is going to a game 6. The Thunder will have home court advantage here, but so far we do have the lead. It looks like we will be winning 120 to 91, where Russell Westbrook dropped 48 points and 13 rebounds. In the Western Conference Finals, we will be taking on the San Antonio Spurs, who have themselves De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama. I'm not sure why Sohan's still on this team because he did get waived by the Spurs, but I guess it hasn't been updated. They also have Dylan Harper coming off of the bench. Game number 1 will go to us. Russ with a 35-point double-double. Keegan Murray with 34, hitting 7 out of his 11 three-pointers. Game number 2 will also go to us. Russell Westbrook with a 40-point triple-double. We also win game 3, and we go on to sweep the San Antonio Spurs, making it to the NBA Finals. We're either going to be taking on the Boston Celtics or the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it will be the Boston Celtics. Russell Westbrook, Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging a 34-point triple-double. Jason Tatum, Eastern Conference Finals MVP for the Boston Celtics. And that means we have to take on the Celtics here in the NBA Finals. They have themselves CJ McCollum, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Quetta, as well as Peyton Pritchard coming off their bench. It looks like they may have lost Nikola Vucevic. And now let's see if we can go on to win a championship. Game number 1 will go to us. Russ with a 33-point triple-double. Game number 2 does end up going to the Celtics. They defeat us here by 1 single point. Russ had a triple-double. Murray has been playing amazing here in the playoffs. He's shooting 55% from the 3-point line. Game number 3 will go to us. Russ with a 37-point triple-double. OG with 25 and 15 from Bridges. Game 4 does go to the Celtics, and they tap the series, winning here 129 to 116. Allen had 21. It looks like Russ fouled out in 18 minutes, which is why we probably lost this game. I have decided to come up with a defensive coach game plan. Hopefully that helps us win these next few games. For game 5, we do have home court advantage on our side, and so far the Celtics have the lead, and it looks like they do go on to win 125 to 108. Russ played amazing, but sadly our defense was pretty awful, allowing them to score 125 points. Now the Celtics are up 3-2, so if we lose this game, we're eliminated. Celtics will have home court advantage for this game, and so far we do have the lead, but of course they take it right back from us, and we do end up winning, thankfully, by 4 points. Outscoring them 43 to 37 in the fourth quarter, where Russ had a 32-point double-double. It is now a tied series, 3-3 apiece, winner-go-home situation. Let's see what happens here in game 7, and thankfully we do have home court advantage on our side. We do start off with a lead here in the first half, and it looks like we will be winning ourselves a championship, winning in game 7 122 to 90, where Russell Westbrook dropped a 40-point triple-double and Mikal Bridges with 22. And just like that, we've won the Sacramento Kings and Russell Westbrook a championship, with Westbrook winning Finals MVP, averaging 31 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 2.5 steals, half a block, while shooting 50, 40, 70 shooting splits. Of course, we will be running it back one more season to see if we can go on to win Westbrook a back-to-back championship, but before that, let's take a look at the player stats for the playoffs. We played a total of 22 games, and in those 22 games, Russell Westbrook was a leading scorer, averaging 32 points per game, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 2 steals, 0.2 blocks, while shooting 57% from the field and 42% from the 3-point line. 16 points per game from OG Anunoby, 16 from Bridges, 16 from Murray, and 14 from Jarrett Allen. And in the NBA Finals, where we played a total of 7 games, the leading scorer, of course, once again was the Brody, averaging a 31-point triple-double, 17 from Bridges and 15 from Keegan Murray. It looks like Russell Westbrook is trying to retire for some reason, but I won't allow him to retire just yet. Otis Newman was basically a substitute head coach for us until we have some better options, which now we do. We could either sign Jason Kidd or Mazzulla. I offered both of them a contract, but it looks like Jason Kidd went on a decline, and that means Joe Mazzulla is going to be our brand new head coach. Now for team player options, it looks like Bobby Portis has accepted his $15 million player option, which I'm totally fine with because I would like to keep him part of our rotation, and Clifford, we will go ahead and pick up the team option on him as well. Qualifying offers, we don't really need Dylan Cardwell. He hasn't been a part of this rotation, so might as well not give him the qualifying offer. And it looks like Fred VanVleet is the only player we need to re-sign. And honestly speaking, I did like having Fred VanVleet as a backup point guard. He was pretty efficient for us, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a minimum. Well, let's see what offer he has at this moment. So it looks like the Clippers are offering him a minimum as well. We'll go ahead and do the same and see which team he would rather join. It looks like he wants to join the Clippers over us, which is totally fine, and that's because we have Josh Hart, who we do have enough money to sign here in free agency. He is listed at the power forward position, but with his playmaking abilities, we could change that over to shooting guard / point guard, or have him be the backup point guard. I'm going to go ahead and offer Josh Hart a 4-year deal, $4.4 million annually, and it looks like he does go on to accept. Josh Hart is listed at the power forward position, but if we change that to shooting guard, he goes up to an 83 overall, so that's what we'll be running him at, shooting guard / point guard. And here we are at the start of this season. We do have a new addition to the starting lineup, and that's Cameron Boozer, who's now gone up to an 86 overall. His progression hit this offseason, and now he's our highest overall power forward. The new lineup will be Russell Westbrook, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Cameron Boozer, and Jarrett Allen. And then off the bench, we have Keegan Murray, Josh Hart, Bobby Portis Jr., and Luke Dort. Something we could always change in the regular season is move Keegan Murray to be the brand new starting small forward. That all depends on how OG Anunoby plays. Let's simulate the first few games and see how we do. It looks like we don't have a single game in the first week of this season, so now let's simulate the second week and see how we do. And we do end up winning all 3 of the 3 games in the second week of this season. Against the Hornets, Russ dropped a 27-point triple-double. Cameron Boozer had himself a 12-point triple-double as well. Let's go. Luke Dort with 24 and Bridges with 24 as well. And so far, Russell Westbrook is averaging a 34-point triple-double. Hopefully, we're able to win him a back-to-back MVP. Cameron Boozer is averaging 15 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, shooting 51% from the field. Let's take a look at the system proficiency. So we are rolling with a 4-star overall system proficiency balanced under Joe Mazzulla. Now I'm going to start simulating here until the end of this season, but if there's any trades to be made, I'll stop at the trade deadline to show you all. This season we've made it to the NBA Cup Finals. We're going to be taking on the Orlando Magic. Let's see if we can go on to win it all. We will have home court advantage on our side. Let's see what happens here, and so far we do have the lead, but it is a close back and forth battle. Never mind, we're up by 13 here, 7 minutes remaining, and it looks like we do go on to win 119-103. Keegan Murray was the leading scorer, dropping 27 points. Russ had himself a 16-point double-double. Let's see who goes on to win the NBA Cup Finals MVP, and of course it's Russell Westbrook, averaging 20 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 11 assists. Let's go. Russell Westbrook goes on to win a back-to-back MVP this season, averaging 26 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, half a block while shooting 53% from the field. Another amazing season here by the Brody. Warren wins Rookie of the Year, DeJounte Murray 6th Man, Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player, Cameron Boozer wins Most Improved Player. Let's go. Paulo Banchero Clutch Player, Joe Mazzulla, our head coach, wins Coach of the Year, and we also go on to win Executive. And Russ does make it on All NBA First Team. Will we have any more awards here? And it looks like we do not. What about on All Defensive Team? We don't get Russell Westbrook this time on All Defensive Team, but that is all right. We ended this season being the number 1 seed once again, winning 67 games and losing only 15. So we were able to win Russ a back-to-back MVP. Hopefully we're also able to win him a back-to-back championship. But before the playoffs, let's take a look at the player stats. So the leading scorer was of course Russell Westbrook, averaging 26 points per game, 16 from Bridges, 16 from Boozer. Boozer played amazing as our starting power forward, 16 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal. And then we had Keegan Murray off the bench. He should have won 6th Player of the Year, but it is what it is. He was averaging 15 points per game while shooting nearly 42% from the 3-point line, 14 from OG and 14 from Jarrett Allen. And now in the first round of the playoffs, we will be taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. It looks like they no longer have Ja Morant. They do have Bronny James Jr., Darren Peterson, Warren, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Zach Edey. Let's see how things go here in the playoffs. Game number 1 will go to us. Russ drops a 44-point double-double, 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Cameron Boozer with 24. Game number 2 will go to the Memphis Grizzlies. Murray was the leading scorer, but we do fall short. Game 3 we end up winning here. Let's see who led the way, and it was Russ, once again dropping over 40 points. So far here in the playoffs, he has been doing his thing. Game 4, we do end up losing, and now the series is tied at 2-2 apiece, and we also lose Game 5 to the play-in team. Okay, so now they're up 3-2 against us. I definitely need to come up with a defensive coach game plan. I have come up with a defensive coach game plan. I also put Keegan Murray back into our starting lineup. Let's see if that's going to help us win this next game. So far we do have the lead, but hopefully we can keep it. It's a pretty close back and forth battle. This Grizzlies team is actually giving us a run for our money. We do take the lead from them. Hopefully we can start to run away with it, and it looks like that is starting to happen, and we do end up winning this game 122-116. OG had a 28-point game, Russell Westbrook with a 26-point triple-double, Jarrett Allen with a 26-point double-double. Now it's time for Game 7. Let's jump into Simcast here once again. We will have home court advantage on our side this time, and we do start off really strong, and it looks like we do end up winning 131-94. Keegan Murray went off, dropping 24 points, 18 from Allen. Russell Westbrook did kind of struggle offensively, but he did almost have a triple-double. We have now made it to the second round of the playoffs, where we're taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have Devin Carter, who we traded away previously, Anthony Edwards, Ayo Dosunmu, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid. Let's see how Westbrook has been doing. So far he's playing amazing, averaging a 30-point triple-double here in the playoffs. Hopefully we're also able to defeat the Timberwolves. Game number 1 will go to us. Russ goes off for a 33-point triple-double. We also end up winning Game 2, we win Game 3, and we do not sweep the Timberwolves, but we do end up gentlemen sweeping them in Game 5. Bridges led the way with 27 points. The Memphis Grizzlies definitely gave us a run for our money, took us to Game 7. I had a feeling we would have been eliminated there, but thankfully that was not the case. Now we've made it to the conference finals, where we're taking on the San Antonio Spurs. They have themselves De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Michael Porter Jr., Santi Aldama, and Victor Wembanyama. Let's see how things go here. Game number 1 will go to us. Westbrook with a 39-point triple-double, Murray with 20 and 19 from Bridges. Game number 2 will also go to us. Westbrook with 39 points. Game 3 we do end up losing. We also lose Game 4. Now the series is tied at 2-2 apiece. I have decided to come up with a defensive coach game plan. Let's see if that's going to help us win these next few games. We will have home court advantage for Game 5. We do start off the first half really strong, and we do end up winning. So clearly the defensive coach game plan worked out in our favor. We held them to 94 points. Keegan Murray went off for 27 and a 27-point triple-double from Westbrook. And it looks like the Pistons have already made the NBA Finals, sweeping the Toronto Raptors. Jump into Simcast once again. The Spurs will have home court advantage for Game 6. We are off to a pretty good start here, and it looks like we will be winning this game, scoring 149 points. Westbrook with a 41-point triple-double, 27 from Allen and 25 from Bridges. Russell Westbrook goes on to win Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging a 34-point triple-double with 3 steals. Cade Cunningham, Eastern Conference Finals MVP for the Detroit Pistons. Pistons have themselves Cade Cunningham, Nick Smith Jr., Kevin Durant, Ron Holland, and Jalen Duren. It looks like they picked up KD possibly in free agency. Let's see if we can go on to defeat this team as well. Game number 1 will go to us. Jarrett Allen leading the way with 23 points. Russ with a 20-point triple-double, 19 assists. Game number 2 will also go to us. Russ with 29, Keegan Murray with 29 as well. Murray has been phenomenal in the playoffs. 18 points per game while shooting 48% from the three-point line. Game number 3, we also end up winning. Russ dropping 46 points, 6 rebounds, 15 assists. And are we going to go on to sweep the Detroit Pistons? Yes, we will. To win the Sacramento Kings and Russell Westbrook a back-to-back championship. And of course, Russ wins Finals MVP, averaging 30 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 14 assists, 2.5 steals, and 1 block, while nearly shooting 69% from the field. And before I end out this video, let's take a look at the player stats for the playoffs. We played a total of 22 games, and in those 22 games, the leading scorer was Russell Westbrook, averaging 30 points per game, 10 rebounds, 14 assists, 2.5 steals per game, while shooting 59% from the field, 42 from 3, and 82 from the free throw line. And then we had Keegan Murray averaging 18, 17 from Bridges, 15 from Jarrett Allen. In the NBA Finals, we played a total of 4 games, and the leading scorer was Russell Westbrook, averaging a 30-point double-double and 22 points per game from Keegan Murray. Let's go! 18 from Jarrett Allen and 17 from Mikal Bridges. And now that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 videos. That really does support out my channel a ton. And click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.